During elections, things change.
With Election Day fast approaching in Canada, signs like these are starting to pop up all around Winnipeg. And in Manitoba, early polling is showing there could be some tight races in the province. Manitoba holds 14 out of the 338 total seats in Parliament, just a small fraction compared to the rest of the country. Political scientist Professor Christopher Adams says Manitoba's outcome will never sway a federal election, but in the past, outcomes of some ridings in Manitoba have depicted the results of the election.
Historically, over the past 25 years, whatever party Winnipeg South goes to, that's the same party that ends up winning the federal election.
Current Liberal incumbent Terry Duguid has held the Winnipeg South seat since 2015. Before that, the Conservatives were in power. Adams says since this riding sways back and forth between the Liberals and Conservatives, it's an important one to watch.
They're suburban in nature. Like there are people who are concerned about taxes, education, gasoline prices, things like that. The typical suburban type issues.
Adams says Winnipeg North, another riding he is following closely, with Liberal MP Kevin Lamoureux holding that seat since 2010. The Charleswood, St. James, Assiniboia, Headingley riding also on his radar, with Conservative Marty Morantz holding that seat since 2019.
The trends that we will see in Manitoba, that if repeated throughout the country, will very much determine the outcome of this election.
University of Winnipeg Poli-Sci Professor Malcolm Bird says he doesn't expect there to be major change in Manitoba from the previous election in 2019. He says if the Liberals want to remain in power, they need new strong ideas.
Both the Conservatives and the NDP have come out in the last week with new ideas that are important and are touching on what I think is going to be the key issue, which will be people's families and material well-being.
Adams says there are some differences from the 2019 election. He says provincial politics will make a big impact this time around.
In many ways, people vote provincially with the same party they vote federally. And if in this election, you wonder, well, what will that signify for federal Conservative candidates in Winnipeg?
The federal election is slated for September 20th. In Winnipeg, Alex Karpa, City News.